Welcome back, everyone, to Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans right here on the YouTube and the Twitch and wherever you get take two, wherever you get your podcast audio worldwide, baby. Charting in Saudi Arabia, Bill.
Ooh.
Yeah. Again, in Saudi
worldwide.
Saudi Arabia loves TNI. So whoever keeps tuning in on audio and helping us chart over there on the other side of the world, thank you. We love you.
We appreciate you wherever you're coming from.
Yeah, wherever. It's US.
We're all an Impact family.
Yep. We're all one big, happy TNI family.
20 years, J-Bone. 20 years.
20 years. 20.
Well,
oh,
Impact.
you mean Impact. Years. I'm like, man, we're not that old.
Ooh. I don't know, J-Bone. You watch the reaction show. They're saying Bill's getting old. We're all old-timey now.
Well, the best is just listening to the commercials between the
commercials make you feel old.
You know, you got the weed to better your senses. You got the blue chew to better your. Yeah, there we go. We got that. We got the we got the Wendy's. Wendy's is great. Wendy's is really good on social media with the whole wrestling.
He's fat.
We got the Bosley commercial. I mean, if you're bald, middle-aged, and fat, it's a what else could you ask for? Seriously.
Proud as a peacock.
There you go. Get all this stuff. All right. So, Bill, how you doing tonight?
Doing good, J-Bone. Doing good. It seemed like the storms have passed. It seems like that's we may have lost at least one crew member due to there was some. If you're watching reaction, there was some. You could hear the thunder and the lightning. So it's nice that it settled down. You would think there was just an Impact wave outside. It was those fans at the 2300 arena, J-Bone.
Oh, no, that was
Mother Nature.
That was some Thursday Night Thunder right there. Those fans.
Thursday Night Thunder. There you go.
Jeez.
Slowpoke. Good to see you. One of the best crowds in a while, in my opinion. Agreed.
Oh, this crowd was hot all night. I cannot complain one bit. I mean, I don't know how many people they had in there. It was hard to tell, depending on camera angles when they had the camera airborne and stuff like that.
When they get that building full like that, like no empty seats, standing room, you're getting close to $1,000. You're upwards, like you're definitely at the 800 plus territory. Besides that, when people are standing, it's real tough to get an accurate, but it's in that range, which is great. That's what you want, and that's why they're going back there. But we can talk about that maybe more in the news.
Oh yeah. We'll talk about that. There's plenty of stuff to talk about in the news. The old card subject to change. We got some breaking news literally seconds before we went live. So why don't we do some news?
Jiminy Christmas.
And now, a packed edition of J-Bone's News. J-Bone, what did I news? He's going to talk to you right now.
Searching for my fake wrestling news.
Bill, don't hurt yourself, man. It's like
that's what they say when I'm at the tapings all the time. Don't hurt yourself.
Don't hurt yourself. Jiminy Christmas. All right. So let's do a little share screen-a-rooney with the breaking news here. Is this? Wait, hang on. Let me just quick update the Twitter page, see if they busted on there yet. No, they did not. It is not on the Twitter page. All right.
You're ahead of the game, J-Bone.
So we will. Oh, it's that. I can't brag about that because it's very rare that I am. But we'll do a little share screen-a-rooney here we'll share this tab and show that. See, someone in the chat actually beat us to it. Come on, mouse. Killing me. Here we go. New on the card for Rebellion, April 23rd, we have the leader of Honor No More versus Jonathan Gresham.
Nice.
Oof, he is back. The octopus, if you will. Now he's holding the Ring of Honor title there. I don't know if this is going to end up being a title match.
Maybe it depends on what happens at the multiverse of matches. Like not after, but that weekend at the Ring of Honor show. I guess depending on what happens between him and Bandito.
Yes. Yeah, that's going to depend a lot on that. Let's see. What else? Let's do an update on the old multiverse. Let's see. Is it still? It's still on there. Okay. I didn't know if I was gonna have to change it or not. All right. So updated card on the multiverse of matches. We've got. Oh, Bill, I can't wait for this one. So strange bedfellows here, but this is going to be awesome. Josh Alexander tagging with Jonah. Oh my God. Versus the Impact World title holder, Moose and PCO. God.
That's a great match right there. I'm looking forward to that one.
That's a loaded man. Who can trust who in this match? I don't know. You got some strange bedfellows there, if you will.
Because you look at that, that's like two of the matches. It's a tag match, but it's the single matches I've been clamoring for. Like I've been saying before PCO was even on the Impact radar that I want to see Josh. Remember when Josh was going against all these heavy hitters coming in to get in his way? I would like bring in PCO, be perfect. And then I told you, I saw it on a local show, no finish, Moose versus Jonah, but it was a great match.
Oh, yeah.
So like, I want to see both of these. Hopefully that's where this is going, that we wind up seeing these feuds begin to transpire right before our eyes.
Well, let's just hope that Jonah sticks around after Rebellion.
I'll tell you, with all, and we'll talk about later, he cuts another promo tonight for a big match coming up.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to that.
With all the mic time he's getting and everything he's been doing, I think he's an Impact to stay.
I really hope so, because stuff is just getting hot. Stuff is getting hot. All right, so we've got the tag team match here. Impact's the Good Brothers versus Ring of Honor's the Briscoe Brothers. First time in 20 years. Man, can't wait for that one. Now, and that's a loaded match because I tell you, with all the news about the Briscoes saying that there's a good chance that they don't go to Ring of Honor or AEW with all this new ownership going on, I would think the next step is right here in Impact Wrestling, Bill.
Yeah, it feels like it's the natural fit, Impact Wrestling for the Briscoes. We'll see what happens. Obviously, I think we're all expecting them to lose at Supercard of Honor. So based on what happens there, it's where they go. Like I know they're doing some stuff with the Crockett Cup with NWA, a lot of stuff on the indies, like with GCW and such. Yeah. But it feels like this is, if anything, it's at least an audition to maybe see from there. But once again, we know, I'm sure the coach will be there and others, but I'm hoping because I think they are a good act. The tag division, which a lot of people questioned not long ago, is looking really strong at this point. And they would just add another layer to it.
Oh yeah.
And tag team wrestling, we know it's huge right now. So
Yeah, singles or tag, both these guys, Jay or Mark, are just going to bring look, 20 years of talent. Who wouldn't want to bring that in?
No, they go way back with the company. They had that brief appearance very early on in TNA, but not since. And obviously they're big, but it's going to be interesting to see because I think they're different than a lot of the other ones. They're a little bit of a throwback, but also different. But with the tag team division as is, they do seem to be a fit with a lot of the teams that are here right now. And obviously it would be a lot of fresh matchups that either have rarely happened or have never happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Mark brings that, what is that, redneck karate or whatever the hell it is?
Redneck Kung Fu.
Kung Fu, that's it. I was close. All right. And like you said, card subject to change. This is one that has changed. We've got Trey Miguel defending his X Division title in the Ultimate X match at the Multiverse of Matches against Vincent, Swan, Mack, Jordan Grace, and change. We got Chris Bay in there now instead of Mike Bailey. Very exciting.
Yeah, not a bad switch because Chris Bay definitely having a spot in there, not a bad thing. And we'll get into why, obviously, Mike Bailey's no longer in this match.
Probably the next one down.
Yeah.
That's my guess. Oh, not quite.
No.
Right, well, it's coming up, but this is a new one too. Wait, is it?
Well, we knew this one. We knew this one, but we did get confirmation that Eddie did not want to represent Impact, confirmed by Tom Hannaford tonight.
Yeah, and we kind of knew that because we saw that, but now it's officially stated. Yeah, Eddie Edwards representing Noah versus Tomohiro Ishii.
Yeah, we get different Ishii information later.
Oh yeah, that's other stuff coming. We'll get to that. Well, let's get through this card first. Multiverse of Matches continuing here. Impact's Chris Sabin against Bullet Club's Jay White. That was the first one that was listed on the card, I believe.
And here's our new match.
And here we go. Here's the new match for Mike Bailey. Not in the X Division match. He is going one-on-one with the legendary Alex Shelley.
That could steal the show. Just like Alex Shelley and Jay White stole the show. This could definitely be it. Like I can't say it enough. I've been promoting Mike Bailey for years, and putting him in with Alex Shelley, that's just there's a lot of really good matches on this card that could steal the show, but if this doesn't, it's going to be surprising if it doesn't.
Right.
If anyone's seen Mike Bailey so far on other independents this year, that's all he's doing is stealing the show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Warrior Wrestling all over the place. Yeah. We got the Champ Challenge in the Multiverse of Matches. We've got Deonna Purrazzo putting the belts up, Ring of Honor Women's title, and Reina de Reina's AAA Women's Championship. Who is going to show up for the Champ Challenge? Going to be a lot of ladies available in Texas.
There will be. That could get interesting on who shows up for that one, because it does lead to a lot of possibilities.
Because you know what? As much as I've been saying that I don't think Taya's going to show up, if she shows up, there's a really good chance she could show up here for the Reina de Reina's championship.
Yeah, and I guess they are doing something down at AAA, and I believe for Triple Mania, there's been some more impact. I don't know if you're getting to that news at some point, but I know Conan was making some comments about like working with Impact for AAA stuff. I don't know if they have officially announced the match or just that they will be announcing a match, but I thought I saw some Impact folks now booked on there.
Well, they shared the card, and Deonna Purrazzo's going against Taya in that Triple Mania, but it's a 3-on-3.
Okay.
It's a 6-man tag, whatever you want to call it. But Deonna Purrazzo and Taya are in that same match. So Taurus is down there. I don't know what he's going to be representing. There's going to be a few different companies represented because I know Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti are going to be representing AEW down there too. So there's going to be all sorts of stuff. I think Laredo Kid's in a match possibly.
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone else. There's a few people. It's not a lot, but there's a few people. I gotta double check the card. So that's it for the multiverse.
Mm-hmm. And since we were just talking about Taya, I know that she came up and she definitely could show up here, but she won't be showing up at Rebellion because she's been now confirmed for Warrior Wrestling the same day. So it seems tough to pull that one off.
Yeah.
Chicago and Poughkeepsie, not really easy for travel.
So we had the news on, I don't know if it's going to be updated on here. We got Moose versus Josh Alexander, of course, at Rebellion. Here we go. Yeah, Eddie Edwards, Jonathan Gresham. Can't wait. Jonah versus Ishii. That is one that was listed during the show tonight. Jonah cut that promo. Mm-hmm. So Ishii's going to be on a few Impact shows. He's probably going to be doing just another tour across the states. But great to see.
It's culmination with Okada at Slammiversary, J-Bo.
Yeah, it certainly could be. It certainly could be. Cross our fingers, right? That could be the question mark because the question mark's back on the promotional material.
Showstealer right here, J-Bo.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. Triple threat match, X Division Championship. Trey Miguel defending against Ace Austin, and now it's official. The third man in this match is going to be Mike Bailey. I know Ace Austin isn't too happy about that.
It could be Speedball's time.
Man, it's really hard to say, Bill. It's really hard to say. So that's all that's on there for now. I know they're going to be doing a few more matches because we need some women's. It's a little light for the women's side of things, you know. It's they need to get those in there, but I think that'll be happening sooner rather than later. Honestly, especially the way things happened tonight on Impact Wrestling. At the Revolver show. I don't have the poster in front of me here to click on it and share, but I did see within the last few days, speaking of Speedball Mike Bailey, looks like Callahan's been working his magic. He booked Speedball Mike Bailey versus Moose for the Impact World title. Oh, that Callahan. Let me tell you. That is Callahan that books that one, isn't it?
That is. That's his promotion.
Okay. Do you have anything to add to that? Because I was just doing updates on all the
Well, there will
cards.
be, they were talking about it tonight, the Cincinnati area shows that were Under Siege and tapings for May. They will go on sale tomorrow. So anybody in that area looking to see Impact Wrestling live, definitely stay tuned to the socials tomorrow. Pick up tickets. And that's just out. It's technically Kentucky, but in the Cincinnati area.
Oh, yeah, sure enough. If I scroll down the page here a little further, there's Saturday and Sunday. It's Under Siege, and the next day for tapings is May Day, May 8th. Yes, they go on sale Friday, March 25th. And that's it for the events following Rebellion. But Rebellion Fallout, the day after Rebellion, that's Sunday, April 24th, the day before my birthday. So that should be very exciting, depending on who all shows up for that. Hopefully there's a nice crowd for that. And that's in Poughkeepsie.
Poughkeepsie, yes.
Yeah.
Poughkeepsie, New York.
I can't imagine they would not get a good audience for that. I'm sure New York's been waiting for some Impact Wrestling to come back. And I'm so glad it's not in the where is that place they went to a few years ago, Nonstop, along with MLW taped there?
Oh, Melrose Ballroom.
Yeah. Gosh, you put like 3 people in that place. I mean, that's what it looks like.
It was not the biggest place. Like, there was enough room for the ring and some people, not a lot more.
Yeah, you got like 2 rows of people on each side, if that. It's nothing to brag about in that joint. So, yeah,
it serves its purpose. Like MLW, it's a good spot for that. I remember talking actually to Scott D'Amore about that venue a couple of years ago, and you could tell he wanted to get out of there because then they were supposed to play Terminal 5 in the city. I assume if they go back to the city at some point, it will be Terminal 5. Terminal 5 has its own issues. It's not a great venue either. There's not a lot of great in the city venues. Like obviously. The best is obviously like the Hammerstein and the Grand Ballroom.
Oh yeah,
at the Manhattan Center. Those are by far the best venues in New York City.
Right.
But I don't know if they're in play or not. Terminal 5, it can look, I guess, okay on TV, but it's similar to Melrose, the same issues. It's just the sizes of those places in the city are tough.
Yeah.
And if you don't have certain seating, it's not good in person.
Right. Yeah.
So, but it is what it is. My guess is that's still probably where they would play if they go there, but we'll see.
Yeah. Daniel Spencer in the chat this evening. Good to see you, my friend.
Yes.
Good to see you.
And I saw David Penzer in the chat too. So good to see everybody. And
nice.
All of our Patreons and everybody else in the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you to the Patreons. Yes. I hope you're digging all the content we've been doing lately. Trying to do more content. It was rough in the first part of the year. Trying to do a few more shows here and there, after darks and such. And few after darks. I just been putting out to all the Patreons just because, just to show appreciation. Even though I think it's supposed to be tier 3. I think the other one I did the other day, we did about an hour for everyone. So
yeah, and just because you're talking about Daniel Spencer, before I put it to the world, there's myself and Daniel Spencer at the tapings. They
great guy, that Daniel Spencer. I got a pic with him in Waukesha as well. Yes.
And speaking of the tapings, if you like what you saw tonight, and we'll see for the foreseeable weeks, they will be back in Philadelphia at the 2300 Arena, September 23rd and 24th, as confirmed by Coach D'Amore and David Penzer.
And end of summer, early fallish, depending on where you're at.
Yeah. So I go fall. I go early fall.
Yeah. That's always, especially around here, that's like borderline end of summer, depending on.
Yeah, it depends. With how crazy the weather's been these last handful of years, I'm sure it could be anything. It could be shorts weather. It could be winter jacket weather. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, we're back to winter jacket weather with snow coming. It's like, hey, winter's just hanging on. It sucks.
It keeps you hanging on, J-Bone.
For the first, it's a great song. For the first time today, I told Mrs. J-Bone, I said, moving to Tennessee just sounds more and more inviting, because I know Tracy really wants to move to Tennessee.
Really?
And I always said, well, there's some family down there, and
the home of Impact Wrestling.
It is. It is. I'd be knocking on the door constantly, be like, hey, I'll sit in the corner. I'll mind my own business. Just let me in. Like Bobby Heenan, You see J-Bone and Drag showing up. Hi, I'm Moose's mother. No.
Which one's Jay?
I think I could pull off Moose's mother. What do you think?
Maybe.
Maybe put a wig on. Maybe not. I think the goatee would give it away. Anyways,
It just
just
In my ass.
dear God. Anyways, well, that's pretty much it for news. I was gonna ask Daniel Spencer. We asked Big Kev earlier. He was in the watch along, or the live reaction, I should say. If Penzer and or Daniel Spencer, if you had any numbers on as far as how many people were at the Philadelphia tapings, there were some pictures going around social media that looked like that place was absolutely jam-packed. So if you do have any numbers to share, by all means.
Yeah, like there wasn't really an empty seat. There was some standing room. To me, at that building, due to production and all that, I think you're looking at the 800,000+, maybe. It's tough to tell that last little bit with the people standing.
Yeah.
But David Penzer is chiming in here.
Oh,
There's a great realtor in Tennessee. Hit me up.
there we go.
J-Bone, you're out of there.
I will keep that in mind, David. Thank you. Much love, brother. I'll tell Mrs. J-Bone that and be like, hey, I got a realtor on speed dial, baby. Oh man. All right. Uh-oh. What's Bill fishing for here?
Oh no. Mayor said, was it Mayor? I think it was J-Bone. Yes.
Yeah.
Joe Doering is watching you. Be careful.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, and good old Diener's right up here
Diener,
too.
I thought Diener might be watching you more.
Yeah.
They gotta look out because Joe might be watching Joe.
So
It's like looking in a real good mirror.
oh, look out. It's terrifying.
Where'd it go?
You lost the handle to that one, Bill. Joe's seen some better days, I think.
Joe's fine.
Joe's all good.
He might have to get taped up.
He might.
Like Rocky. Joe's been making towns. Come on now.
This is true. He needs one of those like flexible handles you can like fold back and then extend it down and then hold them up to show the way. He did make an appearance on the show tonight. I saw him hopping around in the background there.
He's always hopping around.
J-Bone's moving to Graceland. Oh, thank you very much. Yes, absolutely. We're knocking on the king's door in no time flat. All right, shall we jump into tonight's Impact Wrestling episode?
Here we go. Here's David Penzer. He's kind of similar to what I'm thinking. I guess 1,000, but I have no official numbers. It was Pack Friday and standing room only on Saturday. I agree. Like I said, I think the max that building can go, like if you have standing room, is in that 1,000-ish range, like maybe a little bit above it. But it could be it's real tough to tell because standing room is a very subjective thing. Like that's probably the difference of 100 to 150 people, the standing room.
Randy's saying, J-Bone, can you sing the British Invasion music? Nick Aldis returning. Oh boy.
Oh damn.
I cannot sing it. I don't remember what it sounds like.
I think it's just instrumental. I don't remember lyrics.
Yeah.
Were there lyrics to the British Invasion? I don't think there was.
I could do the Russian thing. Oh no, I better not.
I can do Douglas Williams with the wrist.
Oh, I thought that was
Rob Terry.
I thought that was the Roman Reigns thing you were doing.
Oh, hey, stole it from Doug Williams.
This is true. Sorry. All right. let's dive into tonight's Impact Wrestling from March 24th. My God, March is almost over, Bill. We are just days away from the multiverse of matches.
Yeah, so this time next week, I'll be, I guess, the narrative will be probably about over by now.
Now that one's going to be like nowhere near any of the other shows, right?
No, that one is near. Like they're not far from me. This is that's at Gillies where Impact was a couple years ago.
Oh yeah.
For Slammiversary.
That sounds familiar. Okay.
Yeah, so they're roughly the same one. It's the Ring of Honor show. That's a little more outside of where most of the shows are happening.
Okay.
They got their own venue.
I know it's going to be a little close as far as time getting the Briscoes from one show.
It's about 20-ish miles, but depending on traffic, and now that's a big variable during Mania week. Like what's right today would be 25 minutes. That could turn into 45, 50 minutes easy if there's traffic. But Texas is weird. It's not like New York City traffic or other big city traffic.
Okay.
Texas is kind of its weird thing. Like in the city's traffic, but once you kind of start going a little outside it, it's nothing.
Well, if they put the Briscoes at the beginning of
they can make
Honor,
it. There's a window there.
Oh yeah, you got a
close and opening. Like, if they go on early, like at Ring of Honor, they can definitely make it by the main event or even a little earlier for Impact. I would have no doubt.
If they go on first match of the night, 7:00, which is my time, Central Standard Time. If they start the show at 7 with the Briscoes versus FTR, Briscoes will just say leaves. I won't assume which way or another, but I know we're all saying we all think that the Briscoes are going to lose their titles there, but we'll see. Nonetheless, they have plenty of time to jump in said vehicle, whatever, get across town. Uber, jump in the stretch limo, whatever. And they got plenty of time to get to the other show. Yeah.
Them boys.
Hell yeah. Jump in the old El Camino or something. I don't know. I have no idea what the hell they drive. Probably an SUV. I don't know. All right. So we start out hot here. Josh Alexander. He's not running in like he did at Sacrifice. He's walking with a purpose this time. He's
a walking weapon with a purpose.
Oh, that's true. He is PISS pissed because of what Moose did to him last week. He gets in the ring and he tells Moose, says, "Hey, here's that familiar line we've heard throughout the years. You crossed the line."
Ooh, you don't want to cross the line.
But in this case, it was a bad kind of cross the line because Moose, barged his way into his home in front of his wife and little boy,
Jed,
and just scared him to death.
So he really went over the line.
You've stepped over the line now. You've taken it too far.
Couldn't have said it better. So then, as he's talking here comes Moose, and they start brawling. It goes to the back. It goes up in the balcony. And we were talking during the live reaction. I said, Bill, is that same balcony we've seen other people jump out of before in those famous ECW clips? How many people have jumped out of that balcony?
Like the old crow's nest. There were quite a few incidents back then, but that was that was a different time.
Yeah.
You won't really see it anymore these days. But yeah, no, there's a lot of history. And as I said during the reaction, that building's changed a lot over the years. It's much nicer than it used to be. But they got a nice bar now. They expanded areas. But that actually makes the arena itself, it's a little smaller on the inside than it used to. So, like, at one time, you could probably have gotten more people because someone compared, like, well, if there's no room, is that like the biggest crowd they've had in that building? Technically, no, because they used to be able to fit more people because they didn't have any amenities. It was just like you just walked in and there it was. There was like your little concessions on the side, but it was just like one open space, the old bingo hall.
Oh, yeah.
But now it's actually a venue. Like, it's a nice venue.
Yeah. And it makes that more attractive in general for all sorts of events.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like, they get a lot of boxing, mixed martial arts. They've had Broadway. I've gone to, like, Broadway singers do concerts there. So all kinds of stuff. They host, like, when the Philadelphia Eagles, I think it was after they won the Super Bowl, they did like a ceremony type thing in that building. So that they'll actually use it for events like that. So much better clientele than they've been able to do. And stuff like Impact, like a production TV show like Impact. Back in those days, that'd be unheard of to tape at the ECW arena.
Yeah, much higher quality now, definitely. So they're brawling all over the place. It gets broken up. Ace Austin and Fulton are holding back. Were they holding back Moose? Were they holding back Josh? I don't remember. I think Josh decked Fulton at one point, and Ace is yelling, "You want to go to prison, Josh?" Oh God. At this point, I think Josh was so pissed by the look on his face, he probably wouldn't mind doing some time for what Moose did to his family.
Hey, he might. There's bad blood ever since he took the title from him in the ring with his one son, and now he went to the house with the other. It's personal, man. It's personal right now.
I got a feeling Josh is going to bring his son to Rebellion, and at one point during the match, Moose is going to be down and out, and a little what's his son's name? Jet. Jet's going to run in, punch Moose right in the nuts.
Which they're ECW vibes. I remember when Raven here did that to Sandman and his son. He recruited his son out from under him. These storylines have been there. It's old as wrestling.
Good stuff. Bill. So, commercial break. Scott D'Amore with Josh in the back. Scott's trying to cool him down. Like, I sent you home for a reason, Josh. I sent you home so you can get control of your emotions. And Josh tells him, he's like, Scott, I am very focused with my emotions right now. I know exactly what I want to do to Moose. So, Scott D'Amore a little worried, about this train going off the tracks here, but
he was trying to tell
Hold on, calm down, just breathe.
Yep. So Josh is fuming. It's going to be interesting to see how far off the rails this goes over the course, because we got a month. And we got the multiverse next weekend, just days away. So this is going to be a lot of fun to watch, to see, what kind of interactions happen over the next month. So we'll see. We got the X Division title qualifier here. We got Willie Mack versus Laredo Kid versus Speedball Mike Bailey. Bill, what'd you think of this one?
This was entertaining. There was some crazy stuff going on in this match. There's when Laredo Kid goes off the top rope and does, I think, more rotations on a move than I've ever seen, right in front of me and my friends that were there. And it was like, have you seen that? Because it was like, what's going on here? Then Mike Bailey was doing his thing. This was, and Willie Mack. How over is Willie Mack with a crowd? A fan favorite, Willie Mack, wherever he goes. He looked great. They all looked great in this match. Like this was definitely when it went down. I think everyone's like match of the night right here. And there's definitely a lot of good matches that happen over these tapings, but this is one of them for sure.
Oh yeah, and the great thing about this match is all three bring something completely different. Mack's athleticism brings something different all the time. You never know what he's going to do. Kip up and just he does stuff that a guy his size shouldn't do, but he doesn't overdo it like other people. It's timed perfectly,
Exactly.
And Laredo Kid does, and I was going to say that springboard spinning crossbody, whatever, to the outside that he did. I mean, there was like 6 or 7 revolutions in there. It's crazy. I've seen Phoenix do something very similar to that.
He does something like that, but I've never seen someone do that many.
No, he just hung in the air and just kept spinning like a spool. It was ridiculous. Speedball Mike Bailey. Like every time I see him, between his quick kicks in the middle of the ring to top rope moves, his 450s or whatever, man, he does so many different things. It's really hard to, like, he's still new to my eyes. I'm starting to recognize some of the stuff he does, but every time I see him now, he's still doing different things depending on who he's facing.
Yeah, he does a different style that you don't see. You don't really see a ton out there anyway, but especially at Impact. So you're right. They're all X Division styles, but the great thing about the X Division is there's no specific style to it. It all fits together. It's just fast, entertaining wrestling.
It is.
It can be aerial. It doesn't have to be aerial. It can be power. It can be a work rate. It can just be an abundance of moves. That's what's great about the X Division.
Yeah, everyone brings something different and makes it special in their own way. We have a tremendous division. And, sometimes, people come, people go, and you say, oh, so-and-so's not there anymore. It's really going to leave a hole in the in the X Division. No, the X Division's just fine. Just fine. What are those emojis that what is that?
Was the guy keeled over, I think? Or is that a bison beefalo?
I don't know
Happy
what
birthday,
that is.
bison?
What is this one? What does that say? Something trash week? What does it say?
I don't know. It's too small.
Train something?
Train
I don't know what. Train wreck? Train wreck. That's what that says. Okay.
Well, that could be us. You are a train wreck.
I do need yeah. On occasion, yeah. I thought that's what my voice was doing during the live reaction. Gosh. Doing flips. That's what it is. Okay. All right.
Flippy.
So he's like tucked. So he's getting ready to. There we go. All right. Speedball Mike Bailey takes this one, giving him the chance he has qualified for the X Division title match at Rebellion, which makes it Ace Austin, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Trey Miguel.
In the chat, who do you got in that match for Rebellion? the champ, Trey Miguel, a 3-time champion in 2-time Go for 3 in Ace Austin, or a first-timer, Speedball Mike Bailey.
Yeah.
And Paul, I think Mack's going anywhere. I think he's one of the guys at Impact.
Yeah,
like
I certainly hope so.
You got to go through the Mack to show what you can do in this company. Like he's one of those ones that he stands the test. It's almost like when people come on board, it's like you got to do something with the Mack first to kind of earn your way.
2 words, Bill. Measuring stick.
That's right.
There we go. All right, so next segment here, we got Shira. Shira is back in the Impact Zone, Daddy.
Is it Odark? Because he's also owes my money?
he's back because somebody definitely owes him. Raj Singh
That's
is
the
with
OVW national champion.
It is. Congrats to Shira. That's
former one of our favorites from TNA Impact, Mr. Spectacular, Jesse, the man, Goddards.
Jesse Goddards. But now he's the OVW champ, right? Like
well, he was the national champion. Is he the heavyweight champion now too?
I think he's holding both. I could be wrong.
Well, he's not holding that belt anymore because Shira's got it.
Was holding both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which just makes him the biggest heel in the company. But but yeah, props to Shira. I mean, he's been working with a great crew down in OVW. Al Snow and his whole posse down there. I can't remember who was all working down there with him. There's some notable names with Al Snow down there.
I'm sure if Daniel's still around, but he's one of them. He'd be very familiar with everybody down there now. But now, definitely a good crew that obviously we know Impact has quite a few connections with.
Yeah, and he's if he's working nonstop with Shira to improve him and just get him more and more, say, camera ready, in front of the camera to present yourself like he is the Lion.
Although I thought he was looking good during his last go around, I was impressed with Shira.
Sure.
It was just bad circumstances that kind of derailed his last one because obviously he was gone for a while and stuff. But I thought he was looking really good for a while.
He got injured or something. He tweaked something. I don't know.
Yeah, he got injured.
Yeah. So, but hey, he's back now. Hopefully, he stays healthy. And and you said something really bold during the live reaction. What did you say about him, Bill?
Well, I've said it before. This ain't the first time I said it. But I think Shira is a future world champion.
Yeah, I mean, and that's, I said, compliments to the crew he's been working with to, get him ready for. Could be.
I see gold in Shira's future. I don't know how soon, but once again, and we'll talk about later, like guys like Macklin, Shira. The good thing about the roster right now is I think there's a lot of people on the roster. You could be like, I could see them in this role. There really isn't I see them all the way at the bottom, or I see them stuck in the middle, and there's only the main eventers. I can see throughout the card a lot of people fluctuating.
Yeah, there's a lot of different people in the Impact Wrestling roster right now that have a lot of potential if given the opportunity. I don't think there's a definite given, well, with the exception of wanting Josh Alexander to get back on top of the heap. There's several people within the next year, it's, you never know how long Josh Alexander is going to hold that title, but there's plenty of people that you could put up against Josh that could be a top contender, if you build them correctly. So,
yeah,
the roster is rich right now. If you just take a really good look at it, So, Jeff Samuel, hold your tongue.
Well, I think to that type of comment, there's only one response.
Do you got hair on your booty cheeks?
enough said. All right, next. Macklin versus Heath. He's got kids.
He does got kids.
Rhino's out there, but not for long, Bill. What? This cracked me up so bad. What happens during this match?
Well, you got some old-time heel behavior here, which is kind of interesting because Macklin was like maybe not doing it the right way, but was kind of believing in what he was doing with the Honor No More storyline. So I was like, I was Team Macklin with everybody here, which most people didn't agree with. But I was like, he's the hero we need. But now he's become like more of a heel here. And this was the biggest heel thing he's done so far. He was on the outside, and to get Rhino tossed, pretended to be thrown in to the steel steps. He pushed them and acted like, my knee. Oh, I followed it. I can't get up. And then Brandon Toll bites it, hook, line, and sinker. He went like this. He got the hook, and I can't believe he fell for it, Jaba.
Oh, it's classic Eddie Guerrero too. You know, I remember Eddie doing that back in the day. You know, smack the chair, drop it, fall down. Yeah, just it's great. It's great stuff. Great heel
Thanks
stuff.
for the sticker, Courtney.
Thank you. Much love, Courtney. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, Macklin takes this one. Heath, well, in a bit of a rough thing. You know, he lost that title shot. Now he's losing to Macklin. I'm not too worried about him though. I think we got some tag title competition going on for these guys in the future.
It's not like the old days for Heath.
I used to have a last name, but now Billionaire keeps it in a safe.
Sure does. So, yeah, during the live reaction, I was like, man, Macklin's got the black trunks on. He's got the skull there. He's got the knee pads. He's got the short black boots. I'm like, man, that is all Stone Cold right there. That is. I'm not saying he's straight up copying him, but you can make a lot of similarities to his heel work and his type of in-ring work. Just, you know, beating people up like a slobber knocker, you know.
Are you saying give me a shell? Yeah,
I can turn it on anytime, Pat.
Come on,
no problem.
Oh, shell, yeah.
But no, I agree with that. You don't want to put those kind of expectations or comparisons, but there's definitely different things he does from time to time that gives you thoughts that remind you of some Austin-like tendencies. And that's why, as another guy, I think there's a world of potential for Macklin. I think he's going to continue to build this year. But I think in 23, that could be the year of Macklin.
Yeah, and there's several people on the roster that you could put in that same spot. You know, it's just going to be who's winning the race in the mid card up to the top. We'll see. Yeah. So next segment, we got two shows back to back, and swingers all over this show tonight. Oh my goodness. We got It's All About Me with Tennille Dashwood, and she blesses Caleb with a K the opportunity to interview her, but then she switches it around on him. It starts grilling Caleb about his loyalty, Bill.
Well, yeah, she has to find out. I think we've all been questioning a certain man with a K's loyalty lately, because, as she said, when you threw that belt in the ring, who are you throwing it to? Were you sliding it to me, or were you trying to slide it to somebody else? It's very tough to figure this one out, J-Bone.
His response is so classic blundering. It's hilarious. He's like, oh, my neck. Oh, I gotta go. I gotta
go see Dr. Ross.
Oh, thank God for Dr. Ross. Let me tell you. Hopefully he's not too far away. Oh man.
But we see him because we get the shot. Like there's no break here. We follow Caleb as he's going to Dr. Ross, but he winds up on the set of Locker Room Talk, J-Bone.
Locker room with Mickie James, and there's just no escaping. Yes. And there's just no escaping the influence here. and that's where we get the co-host with the most, Johnny Swinger.
For a second, I wasn't sure if he was going to be there. And then it's like, oh, and my co-host, Johnny Swinger. That's like, yeah.
You guys swing?
Oh, yeah, they were swinging for the fences with all the accusations, if you will, at Caleb with a K. And it just made him more and more nervous. And finally, he's just up and out of there. He couldn't take it anymore. He
said he was team influence, but they weren't buying it.
Yeah. Well, and just the fact that he's fuddling his words all over the place. He's man,
that would be you, J-Bone, in that situation.
Only if Goldilocks is on. Jiminy Christmas. So, and then Madison Rain wants to put Caleb with a K in a lie detector test.
Yes, this is good.
What does Johnny Swinger say? He's holding it and he says, "Oh, I don't recognize this one. This model. I recognize the handcuffs from Big Boss Man or whatever he said." Oh, it's classic. So it shows how far back he goes.
The Swinger references are always classic. Even if they go over your head, they're still good.
Oh, yeah. Because
sometimes they'll get very regional or specific, but they're still excellent. I appreciate them.
Well, I love it. Yeah, because then, if you don't know who it is, then you just ask online or,
if you can't appreciate the swingman, because what he's doing is ribbing the business, and I think that's fantastic. If not, if you can't laugh at yourself, then what can you do?
Oh, he reinvents himself constantly in Impact Wrestling. Just when you think he might be done with a gimmick, boom, he comes back with another one. Same gimmick, just changes it up.
And I can't wait. The dungeons thing. I love the dungeon. Like the Palace was fantastic. Him on co-host on Locker Room Talk, they're all great. But I can't wait till we deal more into the dungeon.
Oh yeah. He said we'll get to that later. As far as
and he did have the Tony Atlas chick.
He's charging them $50 a head or $25 a foot or what? God, too funny. Great segment. So yeah, Caleb goes running. He's probably going to go run right into the arms of the inspiration. Save me. And they're just going to make him melt. He'll be in their clutches sooner rather than later. Next, we got a promo for Ishii.
This was big. When this happened, we knew he was going to be on the multiverse, a match show against Eddie. So we're seeing it, but that wasn't the type of vignette we anticipated. This was when Suzuki came, it was like, wait a second, what's going on here? And then we find out it's Rebellion. And we got the match.
Yeah.
Jonah versus Ishii.
Yeah, confirmation right on the show before it hit the old social medias, right on the show. Jonah's walking towards the camera with a purpose, and he's He's mentioning Ishii, so it's like, yeah. So they put them right back to back, so you know exactly where everyone's headed. So yeah, that's another huge match for the pay-per-view.
That's big. And I know New Japan's they're going to be doing a tour. They'll be in Philly in May. So, this kind of all goes in connection, I'm sure, with another big tour that New Japan Strong in the States is doing. But that means a lot more of the Japanese towns coming over.
Oh yeah. And it's really, it leaves the door open for anything. Like if you look what's main eventing Chicago, late April, Mox versus Will Osprey. As soon as they announced that, I looked online shortly after that to see how many tickets were left, and there was like maybe 24 tickets max left in that place. And I was contemplating, because it's like right after my birthday or right before, I forget. It's right around my birthday in April. So I was thinking of going and taking my boy. And I looked the next day, gone. They're all gone. It's sold out. Yeah. So, yeah, all they had to do was announce that match, and that's going to be the headliner, it looks like. Mox versus Will Osprey. Oh, that's just going to be insane. So, hey, you see stuff like that, and you see the strong brand just getting, pardon the pun, but stronger and stronger. Who knows who could show up in Impact Wrestling with this relationship? Will Osprey? Mox? Who knows?
Anybody could.
Yeah.
But we know definitely who will be at ringside.
I look like a young boy to you?
Oh.
All the young boys.
Oh, all the young boys, yeah. I'm like, do you mean Trey or
Sam? Got to earn those knee pads, J-Bone.
Yeah, this is true. Just don't hang on to them as long as someone like Tommy Dreamer, who has the same knee pads from 30 years ago. That's not good, Al. It's not good.
Not so good, Al.
Not so good. Try the fish. Ishii versus Jonah. Can't wait, man. Can't wait. Next, we got the Lumberjack match. Violent by Design.
Ooh.
Defending against the Good Brothers. The Bullet Club.
Bullet Club.
For life. This was a barn burner. This was a lot of fun. It was a hot mess. It was, hello, Joe.
Lumberjacks.
How about them Lumberjacks, Joe?
I look down on Lumberjacks. Because I'm big.
That you are, Joe.
Stay clear of me, Lumberjacks.
Better look out. This was terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
That's your tag team championship.
It is.
Show some respect.
We are it's all the respect in the world. We love ourselves some Joe Doering. Nips himself. By the way, where is
he's here earlier. Remember, he got to put the kids to bed.
That's it.
He was here right when we started. Where I think his first comment, if it's still, can I go all the way back to it? Hold on.
Was he in the Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh, Slowpoke. Yeah. Yeah, he was there.
He was talking Nips.
Yes.
There we go.
Some good Nips. Jiminy Christmas. All right. What'd you think of VBD and the Lumberjack match versus the Good Brothers?
No, I thought it was good. Obviously, you're going to get with a Lumberjack match, and I've admitted I am a fan of the Lumberjack concept. Very old school type match. Honestly, the Lumberjacks all acted pretty accordingly. It's funny because every time Joe did go outside the ring, nobody even goes near Joe. Like, they don't even try to mess with Joe. But all the other times, he got a little pushing and shoving, but no one ever really got really roughed up by the Lumberjacks. Like, they all acted pretty appropriately during the match, for the most part, until we get to the shenanigans of the ending.
Not too bonkers. Yeah.
No. But the right team came out on top, J-Bone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And what's interesting is Honor No More. I guess you could say it's no DQ in a sense. Is it really a no DQ match?
Yeah, with the Lumberjacks, like, they're supposed to keep stuff in line.
Yeah.
Like a special enforcer. But Honor No More did more than that. They helped influence the decision.
Oh, influence. We're back to the influence now? No. But yeah, they Taven hit the what the hell is it called? I'm still new to this.
The climax?
Yes, that's it. Yeah, what is that, a signature? Is finisher, whatever it is.
I gotta tell you about the birds and the bees, J-Bone.
That's different. I know plenty about that. I'm an old bone.
I have seen that penis.
Jiminy Christmas. VBD comes out on top here. Thanks to Honor No More. You think this is going to lead to Bullet Club versus Honor No More?
It could, J-Bone. They're not going to take that sitting down, laying down, too sweet in each other.
Wasn't that an advertised match for Philly?
It was.
Okay, so somewhere
once they
maybe
put it out there, once they put it out there, you really. And you got to put stuff out there. You got to put the stuff out there.
Well, you want to sell tickets. You know, you got to do a little preview of coming attractions, if you will. You know,
especially what I told you how over Honor No More was during the reaction show. Like, they did sell a lot of tickets. Honor No More. There was a big, like, Ring of Honor, like, people I'm familiar with seeing at previous Ring of Honor shows that came to see Honor No More. Specifically, Matt Taven, like, that OGK fan base, that's strong out there. Like, there's very committed Taven OGK fanatics.
Oh yeah. So this certainly planted the seeds for that, and I can't wait for that. That's going to be nuts. Seeing those two teams go at it. I don't know who. I mean, you could certainly pick a side to root for, but me really digging, both sides of that. Bullet Club and Honor No More.
You look at what happens here at Impact, and obviously, I believe in choosing, like, you root for one, you boo the other. But there's so many, and when the variety of these matchups you get, it feels too often where it's like, well, I usually root for this person, and now they're going against each other. What do I do? Makes it tough.
It is. So VBD does come out on top here. It was rough. But they squeaked it out, and still.
Squeaked it out. I squeak out you, J-Bone.
Oh, Jiminy Christmas. Settle down there, Joe. I mean, it was a well fought battle. The right team came out on top.
Got that right, Bone Man.
Oh, yeah.
By design.
Yes, absolutely. By design, yes.
Good boneheads, not good brothers. Bonehead Club.
Bonehead Club? All right. Oh, it's going to give me nightmares. All right. So, and still, your tag team champions, Violent by Design. Congrats. Any other thoughts on this match?
No, it was good. It was good to see a lot of, because we know at Rebellion we're gonna have this tag team extravaganza for the titles, and kind of seeing them all kind of start interacting. It's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out, because that's going to be the true test out of Rebellion, because with so many teams involved, I literally think anything can happen. Any of those teams could probably walk away with the titles that night.
It's 8 different teams.
Anything could happen. Anyone could pin anyone. Who's to say?
Yeah, I mean, anyone that says that the tag division needs some work, there's your answer, folks. 8 teams.
8. And thank you, Anna, for the super sticker.
Oh, yeah, Anna. Yeah. Violet, I was looking for you. I did not see you. But I know.
I wasn't sure all of them. You may have been just off the screen.
Yeah.
It was close. Ronan Blue, thank you for the super sticker.
Ronan, thank you for the tip. Says Nick Aldis threatening to be at Impact. Save us. Oh, boy. Ronan, obviously a big Nick Aldis fan there. Oh, my goodness. And the tips keep rolling in. Coach Keith with the super sticker. Much love, brother. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Hell yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, we'll get to that stuff later. We'll talk about that. That'll be a part of the main event discussion. Gia Miller backstage with Tasha Steelz and Savannah Evans. Apparently, I don't know how to spell Savannah Evans. Jeez Louise. Long day. And Tasha Steelz talking about being part of the main event tonight. The Philly street fight, if you will. Can't wait for that. She say anything specific? I mean, she did her classic occur,
Love the occur, but I would say anything too specific. Just obviously, she's not a big. She did a lot of stuff talking about the relationship of Mickie and Chelsea.
Yeah.
Mick.
Oh yeah.
So she's definitely laying those seeds that have been sown for quite some time.
That they're so close and buddy. But are they? But are they? We find out later. Eddie Edwards versus Rocky Romero. Good old Rocky Romero from New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's been a while since he's...
Roppongi. Well, he was in Vegas last. Is that the last time we saw Rocky?
Yeah, is when they were close to the West Coast. Yes.
Yeah.
I believe so. A few months ago.
He's made his appearance here and there. But always good to see Rocky. Never a bad thing to see Rocky.
Oh, and he brought it to Eddie, but man, Eddie just showing how tough he is in this match.
Yeah.
That the chops.
BFG, so yeah, Vegas.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. The chop competition back and forth, man. Eddie dropped Rocky a few times there.
I'll tell you, Eddie is one of the best strong style wrestlers out there. That's why he always wants to go against like the Japanese talent and all, because that's his style. He can chop with anybody.
Hell yeah. So yeah, and Rocky Romero trying to be the gentleman, trying to do the, shake your hand thing at the end there. And he just ends up getting a beat down from Eddie Edwards after Eddie beats him. And lo and behold, who comes to the rescue, Bill?
Of Rocky Romero, the octopus, Jonathan Gresham is back.
He is back in the Impact Zone with the sexy blue on. Oh, sorry. It's my favorite color. I'm sorry.
It is your favorite color. J-Bone, I give you credit. No matter who it is, if it's blue, it's for you.
Yeah,
I'm not talking to you.
I'll even put it over when we're watching the throwbacks and Don West has that color blue on. It's like, oh, Don West, sexiest one on the show. So yeah, Jonathan Gresham is back in the Impact Zone. Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
It does make you wonder. It's always good seeing Jonathan Gresham as well, but he does come. He's got the belt. Well, where are we going here? Well, we already talked about it during the news segment. We know where we're going for a match now. We got Rebellion.
Yes, that's going to be at Rebellion, and that's a month away. So that's going to be interesting how they build this too. So Eddie's going to face, or wait, is it Rebellion or is that next week?
Which one?
Eddie versus Jonathan Gresham. That's
for Rebellion. I believe we showed the graphic to start the show. Yeah, that's a Rebellion match. They didn't put it on their socials. It's just on the website.
It is on the website. Yeah, it's not on their socials yet. They haven't updated their socials since after the show. We'll get to the main event, which is not like them. Usually they're right on top of that and throwing. Oh, by the way, boom, boom, boom. We got these matches.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that, but we also have to talk about Kevin Martin putting a little tease for us at the end of the reaction show as we were.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he said keep an eye on the social. So he said over the next 24 hours.
Yeah, he said the next day or two. So
yeah,
tomorrow likely, maybe in the Saturday. But I get the feeling the way he did it. I don't know if it's just like Gresham versus Eddie being official. I don't think that's I think it's more than that.
It could be. Maybe that's what he was talking about. We'll see. We'll find out sooner rather than later.
Definitely Critical Sting saying it's Gresham versus the King of the Night.
That's
King.
K-I-N-G King. That's the other one that they talked about that I was thinking of. Thank you, Critical Sting. Yes. Yeah. Can't wait for that. That's an ROH classic, and you don't have to say much else about that. Can't wait. So and we know that Gresham is, Mr. Jordan Grace, and I don't mean it as a knock to say Mr. Jordan Grace. We know that they're tied, so obviously there's a good relationship there as far as Jonathan Gresham being on the Impact brand for now. Could that change in the future? Sure, but we got a little time. We got a little time before WrestleCon weekend, and that same night, a couple different things could happen that night, Bill.
Yeah, no, a lot of potential that could happen that night. But I think Impact's doing this right with Gresham. I assume they just have pretty much an open door policy with him right now. If he wants to come in, they're welcoming him in. Still doing the Ring of. We weren't sure where the Ring of Honor storyline might go, and I still don't think we know really where it's going to go. Impact's still doing it. I'm glad they are, because you wouldn't because they've invested a lot of time into this storyline as one of their big angles. So you wouldn't want something from the outside just pretty much ending that angle. So it's good that it's still going on and they're still getting a payoff out of it. But it's going to be real interesting in 2 weeks from now what that storyline is, if there is one.
Yeah. The bonus baby here says, if I was married to Jordan, you could call me Mr. Jordan Grace. All you want. Oh, my God. Ladies and gentlemen, before his big debut the night after WrestleMania,
Veer is here.
Veer is here.
What's up, guys?
What is up? How you doing, Trent?
I'm good. I was at the
Veer,
studio today, so I didn't see Impact, but I just wanted to jump in and talk about our epic After Dark that we blasted yesterday. Now wait, Bill, did you hear the After Dark that we did yesterday?
I did hear the After Dark. Because I woke up early this morning before going to work, and all of a sudden I'm like, wait, what is this? What? I thought they did the After Dark after the throwback, and then I'm like, now I'm seeing mentions on the Discord of another After Dark. I'm like, what happened here? So then I looked at it, and I saw, yes, you guys got all riled up on the Discord and did another Patreon show.
I never shy away from giving the people more content on the Patreon, especially. But for those who don't know, I'm gonna summarize it. And sorry for it being dark. I'm driving, but I'm gonna summarize this.
Just drive safely.
Oh yeah, I'm not looking. I'm looking at the road. But basically, the show name After Dark is a show that we created years ago. It was a Twitter only show at one time. Actually, Bill and I did an After Dark for 4 hours after Slammiversary 2019.
The first After Dark. First After Dark.
It was a 4-hour fucking After Dark.
It was daylight by the time it was done on my side.
This is no joke.
We got so jacked up on Slammiversary, we just couldn't stop talking about it.
It was nuts. But it's funny. Basically, what the After Dark, we did a huge rant. Basically, our show names are getting ripped off. Other people just decide they can just use After Dark. They can use things like the Treehouse. Be original. That's my only thing. Be original. I was very fired up yesterday. Mark was fired up. J-Bo's fired up, and we went to Patreon and we fucking let it rip. So it's worth a couple bucks. J-Bo, you gave it to the $3 tier, got it too, right?
The day before they did, I don't know who, because I came in late. I don't know.
Oh, that's right. Check it out. Patreon.com/WeTalkImpact. Join it, even if it's just for like the 1 month. You want to pay the $5 to just hear the one show. It's worth $5. I'm gonna honestly say we let it rip. We let it rip for $5. I mean, be original. You know what I mean? Come on. Anyway, how was Impact tonight? How are we doing tonight?
Oh, it was a loaded show. Good stuff on the
Philly
road to
crowd.
Rebellion.
Was this Philly?
Storyline? Oh yeah.
Today was
First
Philly?
show from Philly. It's all Philly till Rebellion now.
Okay, great. So yeah, you're there, Bill. Obviously, I heard you met Violet. She was there.
Yes.
That's awesome. You couldn't miss Violet. I heard Violet's on TV because you can't miss the hair. So
we don't know if we saw her tonight. She said, I guess, because they were doing the commentary shot, and I think she said she was the one just cut off. She was like the one person at the cutoff line on the one side. So, but hopefully, like that obviously will change a little bit every show. So hopefully next week. And I know she's in the row right behind me, like not directly behind me, but like 1 or 2 over. So I think you'll definitely see her on those as well. But I'm sure over the next couple, there's going to be enough shows where you'll probably see everybody in that building at some point.
Now, I just talked to Penzer, actually. Penzer and I were texting a little bit. He said Philly was a freaking blast. He said Philly was off the chain.
Yeah, there's a reason they're already scheduled to go back there in September for an Impact Plus and more tapings, the 23rd and 24th of September.
I gotta say, man, I think this is a real shot for the company to take that ECW-like position, man. I mean, this is take the arena, you know. I mean, MLW is not it. Impact can be that one, the cult, and run the arena, run those venues that ECW kind of used to run and new ones, obviously. Like, get that size. That size is perfect for them.
Yeah, no, that's the right size. I think for TV tapings, for an Impact Plus special, that's definitely the size. You could probably even go bigger. Like if you wanted to go one of the, like maybe not Slammiversary, but I think you could. But they probably want bigger for those events, but not bigger. Because really, where are we looking? Like 5's probably too big. Probably 2,500 to 3's the sweet spot for a Slammiversary or Bound for Glory. Yeah. But it's right in that wheelhouse at that 1,000 range. So that's great for and doing it Friday, Saturday is obviously the way to go.
Yes.
You do it on a weeknight or a Sunday, A lot tougher.
I was gonna bring that up. I noticed that when it's weekdays, you're struggling. For the weekend stuff, and you've been there obviously, but I'm sure you'll agree. Like that's where the sweet spot is. People are more relaxed and willing to come out if it's a Friday. Me personally, even though I'm a late night guy, I don't sleep at a normal time, but even still, if it's a Friday, Saturday, that's a night out. That's a night out with your buddies, you know?
And that goes all the way back to the old ECW days. Like, I know everyone always gets all amped up over pre-ticket sales. And there's a little to that. You want to see, obviously, front row, second row, third row moving. But the walk-up crowds in big cities is huge. Always. Like, I remember Ring of Honor in its heyday in Philly. I'd walk up and buy second row tickets. And it was completely filled by the time the show started. So that's nothing new in a big city to have a big walk-up crowd. And everyone just assumes, like, hey, if it's a day before and they're not 100% sold, this show's a failure. Never go back there again. No, I heard people saying, well, cross Philly off the list a couple days before there. I'm like, just stop talking. Because you guys
right?
Because this is just crazy talk.
I never ever pre-bought tickets other than outside of like the TNA pay-per-views I went to, because I was like, either a package deal or if I'm going with a group. The only and then when I went to when the first Impact on the road was in Chicago at the Sears Center. That's the only time I bought a whole row. We had a whole row of guys, but I always bought at the door. Ring of Honor, always. AAW when I was going as a fan, always at the door. I mean, I never bought pre-buy.
That was very common to buy them at the door for these type of shows. But I think like people hear about companies selling out shows in minutes, and it gets everyone all kinds of crazy with ticket sales. And sometimes you're like, when they're playing like New Orleans, didn't have the greatest crowd. Right. Still, it's a market they hadn't been in 10 years.
10 years.
That's what you're doing. You're investing in these ones. And sometimes you're going to hit a home run, but who knows? You go back again within the next year or two to New Orleans, you probably get more people.
Absolutely. You're good. That's how you make a town. That's how you make
a town. Buying merch. New people watching on TV. Like, you got to do that at times. You just don't want, like, I don't want the days of going to a college arena that gave you a great rate and filling it with 200 people at a 10,000 seat arena.
I hated it. I mean, that was the Jarrett method. I never understood why. I mean, I was personally at so many of those shows, and Jay, they even did one near you one time in Racine, where they just ran these arenas that they couldn't fill. I mean, arenas, and I'm like, you got 1,000 people in a 10,000 seater. What are you doing?
Oh,
and it looked terrible. And you're like, what are you? I remember, Billy, check this out. They one time they did Bound for Glory 08 at the Sears Center, over here, and then it was called something else. Oh, Sears Center. I think it's something else. It's something else now, actually, but Sears Center. And then in 2010, they came back for a fucking Sunday afternoon house show and used the Sears Center. I go, why would you?
Yeah.
You. This is a Bound for Glory building where you had the 7,000, whatever it was, and you came back for a Sunday afternoon house show and opened the whole building up. It looked terrible. It looked
and I remember they did this similar thing in Philadelphia in 2011, the Hogan Sting match, Bound for Glory. They played Temple, Leah Center.
I was there.
And then they went back there for what was supposed to be a Spike TV taping. They changed it to just a house show at that building.
You know what I think it is? And this is something that as on the promoting side with the AEW, if you guarantee dates, they give you a package deal. If you say, here, give me 3 dates right now.
That's why they play certain venues like they play Vegas twice a year. Because I'm sure they're locking in those dates and getting a deal on that.
You get a deal.
And as we're talking about different venues and all, they did the two real close, and I'm sure those were because of the delay in live events. They did them close together to get 2 in for the year.
Yep.
Remember, technically, they haven't been to Vegas yet this year. They got to be in Vegas at least one time, if not twice, before the year's out.
I tried squeezing my guy Penzer over here for a little info. I said, hey, I heard a little rumor that Slammiversary's in Chicago. Any truth that? He goes, I haven't seen it on the calendar yet. I go, you good?
Yeah, I don't. I think they probably do go to Chicago before the year's out. But for some, I think it's going to be Nashville for Slammiversary.
I hope it is. I truly hope they're going to use the same fairground building that Crockett Cup just used, because it's building 3. It's the same fairground.
Yeah.
It's just in the back. They tore down the Asylum building, which was building 1. Building 3, I guess, is where they use. Now, if you watch Throwback, it's the other building that they use in some of the Pat Kenny segments. Jay, remember all those segments where they're beating up Simon Diamond?
Yeah,
and there's a ring set up and shit. Yeah, that's the other building.
And the Sabu and Raven beat up Sanjay.
That's the other buildings. There's 2 more buildings over there. Actually, I think there's 5 total. One's gone now, but that's where they're doing it. So it's the same. And now, if it's the fairgrounds, that's awesome, because I think it should be Nashville. You got to do the net.
They kicked the chickens out.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to
win a blue ribbon.
But I think they will hit Chicago before the end of the year. I mean, it's just it's a hot enough market, and it's Midwest based, so they're gonna have a lot of their talent able to drive into that one.
Yeah, so. You just gotta have, if they run Chicago, which I think they will, you gotta do it. It's got to be away enough from all the other events going on in Chicago.
Yeah,
it's starting a week after AEW, who's there like every month. It seems
they've calmed down.
Can't do it.
Oddly enough, they've calmed down. I think they realized they killed the town. I mean, honestly, they did. And now all of a sudden, ICW wants to come here, and then IWA wants to come here. Now all the deathmatch shit wants to come here. And I'm like, what the heck? What are you guys doing? Like, what? Just stay. Go somewhere else. Go to North Dakota. I think they want wrestling there too. Go to somewhere else.
Well, that's why I gave credit to like GCW when they went to like Wyoming. Like, okay,
exactly, absolutely.
Okay.
And I always
mud show, baby.
I always thought it was weird that these wrestling companies don't go to those states. Like, go to Wyoming, go to Montana, go to the Dakotas, go to Idaho. There's fans out there. You can get 1,000.
Yeah, look at WrestlePro with Kevin Matthews going to Alaska.
They drew like 3,000 in Alaska. The first show. Like,
if you build it, they will come.
I always said it. It's a classic wrestling. I'm shocked that more don't do it.
But everybody's worried about what we talked about just moments ago. It's that gate. They want to sell that early gate. They don't want to risk the chance of not having success. And sometimes you won't. When you risk it, you're going to have some that aren't successful.
Absolutely. But my thing is this: a guy like Tony Khan, you got the money to lose. Why don't you try it? You can open some markets, but he's beating the shit out of Chicago and New York and everything. I'm like, come on, give me a break. But I think Impact's in a good position. I mean, these house show loops have been really interesting. I mean, like you said, New Orleans is a little iffy, but it's opening a market.
I wasn't there. Because I remember I was going to go to the one years ago that they were going to do over Halloween, and they canceled that at the last minute. So it really, I remember talking to people online, and they were committed fans of TNA of that era.
Absolutely.
Like 2009 or whenever, when they were there last, and they were talking about everything going on at that time. So that they didn't go there, they're like, that's why it was less. Like if they would have went there sometime in between, they would have had a really good turnout.
How was the Louisville crowd? Louisville looked great.
Louisville was a really good turnout, but you're going to have that same thing. It definitely went down day 2, because if you advertise something as a live pay-per-view, it's always going to be less.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's the impact zone in any city.
Yeah, that's true. We got to get one to Milwaukee, Jay. You got to get out there to Milwaukee, huh?
Oh, what's great is they're building brand new buildings downtown because, they tore down some of the old arenas. They're building new ones, but they're building smaller arena type venues specifically for concerts. So that being said, within the next year or so, Milwaukee is going to be a prime location to bring some more, maybe not top tier wrestling, but, something in the realm of Impact Wrestling or, Ring of Honor, whatever. Yeah, it's going to be a perfect location.
There's a perfect arena, and I'm shocked they haven't done this. So downtown, what's the Bradley Center called now, Jay? That's the big stadium, obviously.
That's the Pfizer Forum. They tore down the BMO Harris Bradley Center.
So they got the Pfizer, and then across is Turner Hall, where like Ring of Honor would go. NXT ran there before,
Right.
and then there's another. The Mecca's still there, right? The old Mecca that where King of the Ring was back in the old days, and all that shit.
Right, that one, and that's the one where AEW was at last summer, I want to say. Yeah.
And then there's another building near there that's like for the minor league hockey team, right? And that's like a 3,000 seater. It's like right in the same area. What's that one? It's like the U.S. Cellular building or some shit.
Like, it's something like there's a couple like right next to each other. Yeah.
That one, Bill, you should look. That one, that's the perfect like 3,000 seater, 2,800, 2,500 if you take out the seats for entrances or whatever. And that's like, it is like it's rounded out. It's like a perfect wrestling venue. And I'm like shocked that they haven't tapped it yet, because Milwaukee's still very untapped to me. I think Milwaukee, all the indies, like nobody's like Milwaukee still doesn't have a great market. And I'm like, I think Impact needs to hit Milwaukee, because that's so prime, ready for a company to come there as a regular stop.
And who knows, maybe like the Blizzard brawls and stuff might start influencing some of those decisions. Seeing like when they do a show with some names, they get a pretty good gate.
They do. He only runs a couple times a year though, because it's a big production, right? Like it's only like 3 times a year.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's, I mean, you look at like, for example, the night after WrestleMania is Raw in Milwaukee. There's thousands and thousands of seats left to be bought, but Milwaukee is also kind of known as a big walk-up city. So who knows?
It's those towns where it's a blue collar town. You get your paycheck and then you go buy tickets. That night always has been. Same with the bars in Milwaukee. It's a cash your check and go out kind of town. So like the pre-sale's never going to be big, but it's I'm telling you, man, Impact needs to hit Milwaukee. It's too good of a town with a shit ton of history that like they're leaving on the table. Like, if not, that's we talk about all the time here. Like, why doesn't AEW go to Milwaukee more? It's like you're beating Chicago to death. It's not even 100 miles away. Like it's right there. Like I don't know why. What are you doing?
And Milwaukee was well, you could say, with the exception of like one or two section of seats at the top next to where the camera is, the main camera, that arena, and that's like the 5,000 to 8,000 seater or whatever it is. That place was sold out.
Yeah.
Or damn near next to sold out when AEW came to town. Now, when they came, the event had been canceled 2 or 3 times already because of the Great Panini. So we're still in that phase of, all right, people are starting to get used to going out again. So
are you guys done with the review, or still on the review, by the way?
No, we were doing we were like 3/4 of the way through before we were so
rudely interrupted. Let me do this. I'll take off because I just parked, but let me plug Impact related stuff, at least in Chicago. Eric Young making his AAW debut. I'm really psyched about that. EY is touring a ton lately. Very excited to have him. I can't wait, because I mean we're all Eric Young marks on the show. We all love him. So having him in Chicago is going to be awesome. It's great because him and Danny wrestled each other years ago, many years ago. So they have not seen each other in almost 20 years. So that's going to be a nice meeting to have. So that'll be fun to have. Eric Young, Mike Bennett also on the next show called Never Say Die. Josh is going to be back, and Ace Austin. So we got a lot of Impact going on. It's an Impact heavy show. Rohit's on it. I mean, he's not Impact. Rohit, I mean, obviously he's still part of the legacy. Rohit's on it. Gia Miller is going to be there. There's a ton. It's a very Impact scaled show, because we didn't have them last because they were in Philly for the tour in the last show. They're all going to be open for this one. So honestly, any Impact fans in the area, it's kind of you get a little Impact fix this way. To be honest with you, and we're talking other ones too. There's other ones out there who are all, we're trying to fit it all in. So it's a nice fix until they hit Chicago. It's a great way. But I also want to shout out our buddy Brian, a listener of ours, who was at the last AEW show last weekend.
Yes.
So Brian was there. So thank you to Brian. He dropped a hell of a super sticker the other day, Jay, and so did Justin. So thank you guys for all the super stickers on YouTube as well. We appreciate that.
No, I'm definitely coming to that one.
Yeah, I think I got you and your son. Definitely come down, please. You're both welcome to be at this one, man, for sure.
Hell yeah.
Phil, if you're feeling saucy, you get a cheap ticket. Come on in.
What's the date of the next show?
4/29.
4/29.
Yeah, 4/29. You feeling saucy?
That's a Friday, I assume.
That one is a Friday. Yeah. So if you catch a flight, let me know.
All right, I'll take a look. I'll see if I can see what I can pull off.
All right,
I'm literally gonna have to pick up my boy and fly down to Chi-Town.
Yeah, it's we'll do a little bit. I think we'll do 7:30 start because it's a Friday, maybe even 7:35. Just
now, where is the show again?
That's at Bourbon Street, where you both have been before. So it's at Bourbon Street, right outside of downtown. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome
Perfect.
venue. You can hang out afterwards too. It's a blast. But like I said, they'll all be there. We're doing a lot of meet and greets, so it's going to be a fan appreciation kind of show. So we're going to get the banner out, come take pictures with anybody. The Impact guys, or get the belt out there, take a picture with the belt. All that stuff's going to be going on. It's a big. I'm organizing a big fan appreciation show to kick off the go into the summer. So
nice.
Yeah. So come on through, man. Matt Fitchett, Fred Yehai, they'll all be there, man. It's going to be awesome. Big Beef. Bill, are you familiar with Big Beef? Gnarls
I am
Garden?
familiar with Big Beef.
Holy shit. This guy stole the show with Fred Yehai the other day.
No, he's got a good gimmick. He's got a good gimmick.
Is that someone related to Arby's? Because they bring the beef.
Yes, they absolutely bring the meats. Yes. But, hey, this guy is unreal. This was something else, man. I did not. They'd never met in the ring before. Everybody left there going, it's a match of the night. It was a match of the night. It was unbelievable what they pulled off. I'm blown away.
It's not surprised if it's with Freddie Yehai. Freddie Yehai is one of my favorites on that brand of yours.
God, he's just a machine. Freddie Yehai is I would love to have him just come into an Impact and just get a mainstream TV, just something, just a show.
Oh.
Just even if it's like a loop, we got Freddie Yehai for a loop, just to show you what the hell this guy can do, because he's another fucking machine.
I don't understand why he's not on TV somewhere. I mean, I put him up there with guys, classics like Eddie Kingston, Josh Alexander. He's one of your former heavyweight champs.
Awesome.
I've been a fan of his since 2017, the Flow Slam days when he was in Evolve, just killing people.
I think a lot of it's his own. He's got a good day job. I think he likes being kind of the weekend warrior, and he gets does some New Japan stuff. But I don't think he goes international. He just, he's got a good day job, and he likes being home.
Man,
but he's
just Impact would be perfect for him, honestly.
Yeah, it would be. One last thing before I go. Hey, everybody throw your support over to our boy Rohit. Get a t-shirt, get something. He just had his AEW dark match air against Blake Christian. Yeah, we all want the best for him. He's family here, so but definitely support him he's dipping his toe a lot of places right now. So hopefully he lands somewhere where he's happy.
Name, which is
I noticed that. Hey, you got to use the name. That was pretty cool. Well, they let you keep the name, which I think is great. That Impact does.
Yeah, I think that's Impact doing it. It's that they're not trying to hold anybody up. They're even though if they gave them the name, and hey, go ahead. If you can use it, use it.
Well, it's smart because for the longest time that was Vince's thing, right? You'd have to take your name from you and all. But Impact was smart about it, I gotta say, because their idea was, well, let's say he goes somewhere else under Rohit Raju. When you Google him and YouTube him, whose footage is going to fucking come up? That's the thing. That's the smartest thing ever. It's when you look up, so-and-so, that's who's you're going to see his Impact stuff. Duh. It's like it was so petty on Vince's part. Oh, you can't have the name. It's like, come on, man. You couldn't give Spike Dudley his fucking name when he left. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? It would all lead back to you eventually. So I don't know. It's weird. But I'm glad Impact does it. Smart. I mean, obviously their YouTube numbers show it. Their YouTube blows up because of stuff like that. Great YouTube. I mean, they make a ton doing. That's the key. You know, hey, let these guys keep their name because it'll all lead back to you in one way or another. But anyway, support Hakeem, guys. Get a T-shirt or something. Show him some love online. The cult is still there. I told him. I said, you know what? Even though you're not on TV, you still got a cult of people who love you.
Yeah, I'm sure. Still, anytime he wants to jump back on, I'm sure the people here will like to hear where he's at, what he's doing. I'm sure to hear from him again.
That'd be a good idea. We'll set something up and get him back out there. It's been a bit.
Oh yeah, book him within the next month. He can plug the AAW stuff or anything else he's got.
Maybe get him and Karam on or something, just to talk, man, just to shoot the shit. Be a good idea. I'll talk to him. But yeah, you guys finished up.
Karam is the FIP champ now.
That's right. That's right. He's killing it, man. He's killing it out there.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, you guys go ahead and wrap up the show. Definitely best to everybody in the chat. I hope everybody's having a good night. And I'm telling you, go watch the Patreon because I was really fucking pissed off yesterday at the shit. I was really angry. I can't get over people who steal from other people. Especially you're going to call yourself a content creator. See, I'm giving it away for free now. You're going to call yourself a content creator and you're going to steal shit from us. It doesn't work that way. So go check out the rant. Go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, man, it's on the Patreon, patreon.com/WeTalkImpact. Go enjoy. But, all right, guys. I'll talk to you later. We'll touch base with all of us. Have a good rest of the show.
Yeah, let me know when you're at home. We'll talk after the show because you and I need to connect on something.
Sure, you got it. All right, guys. All right. We'll see you
later. Veer.
Later.
The debut. It happened.
Yeah,
or Zach says, the Pasta Prince overtime rant.
Yeah, Pasta Prince. There we go. All right, 2 segments to go here. Let's keep this going. Swingers Dungeon.
Oh, baby.
It's so good. We finally have Swinger connecting with Zicky Dice coming to the dungeon.
Well, we knew he needed to find a school.
Oh, and what better place, Bill?
The dungeon. If they're not making T-shirts already with Swingers Dungeon logos, money on the table.
If we don't see one within the next month, I'm going to make them, and I'm going to sell them.
If anything, Swingman, if you're watching on your bald modem right now, get the clearance. Make them on your own T-shirt stores. Because if Impact ain't going to make them, you make them. Because I will support the dungeon.
Get it on the PWTs, anything, something. Oh yeah, make it happen. So next week, Swinger is gonna have the Chump Challenge. Chump. He's lining up all the chumps, and I can't wait to see him plow through them.
You see that wad of cash the Dice Man gave Swinger?
Oh, my God.
You put that previous wad to shame.
It does. I mean, this one's not so easy to steal now. I mean, you got a pocket to put that in? That's going to give it away.
Come on, you know what he's got. He's got the pack. Got the fanny pack.
Oh, yeah. Well, he might have to size up on the fanny pack for a wad like that. And if he covers it up with a shirt, the ladies might be looking. It's like, oh, you got a wad of money in that fanny pack, or you just happy to see me?
It's been known to happen.
Jiminy Christmas.
It's quite the wad. But yeah, so this is just the start of a lovely relationship here. We're excited for it. I get it. Swinger isn't everybody's cup of tea, but we love him here on this show. This is going to bring the ha-ha that we all need, because it can't be all, thumbtacks and buckets of blood.
Can't be that. Can't be that.
No. So, Chump Chump Challenge next week. Can't wait. Main event time. Philly street fight, Bill.
Oh, yeah.
Tasha Steelz defending her knockouts title against Mickie James.
Oh.
And hardcore country. Oh, it's as hardcore country as it gets here. We get flying trash can lids. We get flying trash cans. We get flying chairs. We get unbreakable tables.
I am the table.
Oh, I am the table just wins this. Oh my! that table that number one, Savannah Evans should have obliterated that table.
Yeah, you would have thought so, but you never know. Because that's the thing. When you don't gimmick it, which Impact doesn't do, which I appreciate, it's not as easy to break a table as you think it is. Now, if you're a big dude with a lot of force, you're probably going to break the table. But especially when you're talking knockouts and tables, we've talked about this before. That's a dangerous game you're playing. Because let's be honest, you're talking usually smaller competitors that might not have a lot of weight behind them. That's not as easy to break a table. Like, you got to hit it just right. And it's not easy.
Oh, smack in the middle. That's the thing is, Savannah Evans hit just off the middle, right where one of the two sets of legs is. So, and that's a big metal brace right there.
Yeah.
And thank God that she hit it just right, that she bounced off of it, which also looks quite painful. You bounce off, you smack on the floor against the guardrail there. But sometimes when you hit the table just right, the table shatters, and you never know where those the steel legs or whatever, where those legs are going to fly. That whole frame is completely unpredictable.
Yeah, it's very unpredictable. That's why when stuff's set up, they're either lean, like if they put them in a corner and how they lean, like there's all ways to do that where it makes it easier to break by going in it at a certain thing, and then you got to hit with the right part of the body. And there are people that do that all the time. They know that they're it's pretty much a guarantee. But there's people that it doesn't. It's not a guarantee. Like, I remember I talked about that. I was going to a Battleground show this Saturday, and a previous one I went to, the main event was Bully Ray versus Jerry Lawler. And Bully tried putting Jerry through a table twice. Didn't break.
Oh, jeez.
So, like, it is something you see, and I'm sure that was probably because trying to do it such a way to the least amount of damage possibility. But because of that, you don't hit it the right way, it ain't going to break.
Yeah. So Savannah Evans bounces off the table. Later, hardcore country herself, Mickie James, bounces off the same table and hits the guardrail and falls to the floor. Oh my God.
That was like a fly on a window, J-Bone.
Oh, and she hit the table in the right place too, or she should have went through it. But I don't think she hit it with a ton of force either, because she hit it. I don't know how she didn't, but
you go full Mickie on that. I still don't know, because I don't know. That's not a lot of weight going into that table.
That's true. I mean, she should have done something.
It's tough. It's not the easiest thing to do. You almost need two bodies going in there together to really break that table.
Well, yeah, and she's not the biggest knockout on the roster too. She's Mickie James is what 5 nothing and whatever, she's so yeah, it's understandable why, but yeah. So Tasha Steelz retains here. Lots of
retain?
What's that?
Doesn't she retain because someone comes out to play a part in this?
I'm getting to that. So a lot of people were predicting that this was going to be the moment or the match where Chelsea Green turns.
Which we thought was going to happen for the last couple of months, to be fair.
Right. But it's been a slow burn build, which is good. And we also thought that Chelsea Green was injured. Well, come to find out, and this was actually all over Twitter a few days ago when the tapings were going on. Chelsea Green's doing a little photo shoot ski with the brace on her arm, and she gets done with the photo shoot, slips off the brace, and walks off.
Well, it's almost heelish the way she's kind of played this off, because from the injury angle to the x-rays that were a year old from a different area to I think there was also pictures of it being on the wrong arm previously. It's almost like this was all done intentionally this whole time. Like, that's why everyone kept thinking there was going to be this change. And obviously she's already been heel on the indies like Cardona was.
Right.
So you knew it was going to happen, just like Cardona was going to happen at some point. You just wondered when. And I think they tried to make it where it wasn't as obvious as possible. But Philly was the right town to do it. The ECW arena was the right place to have a big heel turn.
Oh, yeah.
It's infamous for such things.
This crowd was hot for it. They responded. They really responded.
Yeah. Luckily, we've advanced to the days of when everyone in the arena would throw chairs in every time something like that would happen. But
it's settled down.
A much better response.
Yeah. Very vocal, but scaled down. Because we don't want a million chairs flying at
I've been at those shows, and you got to duck.
Oh yeah.
When you're in the front row, that ain't a pleasant place to be for those incidents.
Yeah. So she runs down to the ring with a chair, and Savannah Evans and Tasha Steelz are in the ring with a fallen Mickie James, and they kind of take a step back because they're waiting to see what Chelsea does. Chelsea takes the chair and just sets it up in the corner opposite of Steelz and Evans and just sits down, crosses her legs, crosses her arms, and says, "Oh, don't mind me, proceed." And they proceed to just destroy her, and Chelsea then she kind of edges closer to Mickie as she's on the edge of her seat, and she's talking down to her, and finally they put Mickie James out of their misery, raise a hand. Tasha Steelz leaves, and Chelsea Green, these things start getting physical, but you're wondering how physical they're going to get because she's still got that cast on. And they start fighting, and all of a sudden, Chelsea Green rolls out of the ring, and who shows up behind Mickie James to put her out of her misery?
There's only one character that would show up now to be even more annoying than Chelsea Green, or Chelsea Green Cardona, and that is one Mid.
What the truth is, you're nothing but a mid Cardona.
Hell yeah. Yeah. And Matt Cardona hits the ring and hits Mickie James with the was it called the radio? What is it called?
Yeah, what it was radio silence, but now it's what did he name it? I was just seeing if anyone was thrown in there because Myers has the roster cut, and I think he renamed his I don't know, the always ready. I
forget
something.
What it is, but it's his finisher.
Yeah,
takes out Mickie, and just they do the close up on him, and he's just all he's got that shit eating grin on his face, like yeah, you know what time it is, and so we've got the new power couple in Impact Wrestling, the Showstopper. Is that it?
It might be. Because I feel like he renamed it, but I'm trying to remember exactly what it was.
Yeah, I forget. But nonetheless, we get the official heel turn from Chelsea Green. She does what, and I popped big for this because I've been waiting for this. She pulls the Bob Orton.
Call her ace.
And she just clobbers Mickie with the cast and then takes it off and just chucks it in the ring. So she's fine. which though it's funny because we never seen Bob Orton do that. He kept that cast.
Oh, he still wears it today.
Oh,
I think if he goes to a convention, he still wears it. All right, they're still saying it's still called radio silence. Okay.
It is the radio silence? Okay.
Tom did call it radio silence, but I thought he had renamed it at some point when he was in Impact, but maybe he never did.
Yeah, I thought it was something else. Yeah, but nonetheless, so he's got the DMC, so I'm sure that's going to come into play, and Chelsea's going to be the next big heel on the Knockouts roster here. So, and it'll be fun, and she's not going to need a title because she's going to be so damn good.
Yeah.
So it'll be the next version of the hot mess without being a total hot mess. She'll be a sober hot mess.
A sober hot mess.
Yeah. So, any final notes on the show?
Loaded show. A lot going on here. A lot of stuff progressing. A big build for the WrestleCon multiverse of matches show. Rebellion getting even more solidified. The New Japan partnership. So the Ring of Honor angle, interesting to see where that will go. We'll know that in a little over a week probably. And then obviously the big angle at the end with Chelsea that's been brewing for a while. So we'll see where that goes with Mickie because we know Mickey's not going anywhere anytime soon either. So I know a lot of people are saying, does that mean Nick Aldis? I tend not to think so, but it wouldn't shock me if it did. It based on where it happened, I think it would be more surprising because I don't think he'd get a warm reception from the Impact faithful. I think people remember that he has not been, which is the opposite of Mickie, who's always obviously in Impact, puts over the product. He was pretty anti-Impact when he left. So if he were to come back through those doors, it would be interesting to see that crowd reaction.
Yeah, we'll see. But nonetheless, he's definitely going to be one to watch. Bell's boy says the card donors are ready for this.
The card donors, and they could get a ton of heat. Like they might be the act that gets the most heat in the company. That's very possible.
Yeah,
which is not an easy thing to do in wrestling today.
No,
because most heels are cool, so therefore they get cheers.
Yeah. And the fan base, though, I mean, if you watch the vlogs of Brian Myers and Matt Cardona, man, the fan base is hot for these two, no matter what they do, heel or babyface.
Oh yeah, no, they're over. They have, when they became free agents, and we were talking, I was like, go sign Matt Cardona. The guy's over. He's going to bring eyes that will watch just what he does. And he does. So And we saw what was going on. Like I saw it early in GCW, the heel stuff he was doing. He has to tone it a certain way, but he's able to do it. Like he's doing it that way. So it's going to be interesting to see how far he takes it and Impact.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But nonetheless, can't wait. Can't wait to see what's next. For Tasha and Mickie, because now they both have, I think, separate roads to go to Rebellion. So
Yep.
We'll see. Got to get more knockouts on that Rebellion card. I don't think there's one on there yet. So, but that'll happen sooner rather than later. We got a month. I'm not.
They can build that up.
About it. Yeah, it'll happen. If they got a 8 tag team scramble match or elimination match, they'll get all the knockouts on there. They will. No worries. So, but yeah, that's it for the show. We went a little over 2 hours. We'll wrap it up now, and we'll see y'all later this weekend for the Sunday dinner on Sunday. Bill, tell them where they can find you.
They can find me mainly on the Twitter at my name, William M. Gardner. Same on the Instagram. And I do have to put that picture I showed earlier of me and Daniel Spencer. So maybe that'll go on the Instagram since it's a selfie. So
there you go.
Keep an eye out.
Also got that picture of you and Anna at the show too. That was
yes. Great to see Anna.
Yes. So
and I definitely saw some others. So it was great to see everybody. I know people that come up and always say they either watch a show or they like what we do. It's much appreciated. That's why we do it, for the company and for you.
Hell yeah. So you can find me on that other little podcast called Smash This Podcast. Go head on over there to YouTube. Go give it some love. Need some subs, folks. Need some subs. Go give it some love. It's also on Twitch. You can find me on the Twitter box at JBone5150. That's JAYBONE 5150. And this show, just search for We Talk Impact. You'll find it on all the socials, the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instanet, and wherever you find your podcast audio. It's on Apple iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, SoundCloud, Pandora, amongst many others. Go check out the other links in the description, PWTs, and the Spreadshop merchandise for all this stuff like the caps, the hoodies, the mugs, and the fanny packs. The fanny packs are back, folks. Go get yourself some TNI merch. Help support the cause. And we got some more brand new merch coming sooner rather than later. Keep an eye out, folks. And that's
hop in the Discord because you might find out.
Oh, yes.
About secret shows coming up and being aired on the Patreon and all kinds of stuff like that. You got to be there. To check it out. Yeah, might be airing a show. You don't know. Anything could happen in the Discord.
A lot of shows get shared in the Discord, some in the Treehouse for the Patreons, which is another Patreon perk. You get some shows for free. Watch with your friends in our Discord. That link is in the description as well. And join the Patreon. Different tiers. You could join for as little as $3 a month. $3. It's $3. So that's it. Take care. Much love, everyone. Have a tremendous weekend. Started early. The next day. It's what the hell is it? Oh yeah, Friday. Start your weekend early. Watch our show again. Anyways, good night, folks. Take care.